Yo, it's your host with the most here to give you the real. You already know what time it is, man. Back at you again with the video. And today, my friends, we are going to be talking about royalty. Royalty. What is royalty? First of all, before I even get into what is royalty, I think this is the most misinterpreted idea of oneself that is floating around the internet and social media. Everybody's a king, everyone's a queen, everyone's royalty. First and foremost, everybody is not royalty. Everybody's not a king, everybody's not a queen. Let me explain. To me, it doesn't matter what hue your skin is. That doesn't mean that you royalty just because you blacker than this tank top. That don't mean you royalty. It doesn't matter your religion. Your religion does not make you royalty. I don't care what God you worship. I don't care how many times you pray. I don't care if you meditate all day long. That don't make you royalty. I don't care how much money your parents have in the bank. I don't care if they own countries. I don't care if they've actually ruled. That doesn't make you royalty. Your lineage does not make you royalty. To me, royalty is a state of being. It is a standard of living that you continuously establish every time you wake up in the morning, every time you rise, every time your eyes open up. You reestablish your royalty. It is knowing that you are great, but at the same time, you ain't shit. That you ain't better than nobody that ever did it. But you're great, but you're the greatest who ever done it. You know what I'm saying? I hope that's not confusing for y'all. You're the shit, but at the same time, like, that shit could be taken away from you at any time. Just because you was royal yesterday don't mean you royal today. Like, you can lose your royalty at any given time. That being said, the way I was raised with a very high standard of living, right? What was expected of me was all the way up there, okay? It was all the way up there, right? To the point where even though I don't live in the same environment, I don't live around the same people, I don't live with my family anymore, that level of expectation I have for myself still stands. I still demand excellence from myself to the point where even when I fuck up, my fuck ups are excellent. I have royal fuck ups, okay? My fuck ups are so great that you gotta appreciate them, man. To me, that's royalty. Like, even when you mess up, you do a great job, because it's just like, damn, how could you do so badly? Like, you deserve an award. You know, apart from growing up in a religious household where it's just like, yo, you know, your sense of cleanliness. First of all, your sense of cleanliness. You're expected to be clean 24/7. Your sense of respect for your elders. You know, your sense of just giving and receiving the expectation for that is much higher. It's so much higher, right? It got to the point where, like, yo, I'd be in school. I remember going to school and I wear my kufi in school, right? Growing up, my dad would come to the school, argue with teachers, counselors, principal, like, yo, like, my son is wearing his crown in school every single day. I don't give a fuck. You not making him take his crown off, period. Like, that was a constant thing that used to happen. Like, my dad had a lot of kids. So imagine, he had to be at all his kids' school. Like, nah, she wearing her hijab, he's wearing his kufi, da-da-da. Like, anytime something go down, I used to be in school and niggas I would get in fights just because I wear my crown to school. Nigga, shit was crazy. Like, a nigga would, like, really, like, wanna, like, dethrone you, come up to you, take your kufi off, like you ain't shit, like really, like you ain't shit, like throw it on the floor, try to step on it, like real talk, like I used to get into fights all the time just because of a piece of headgear that people didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? So even from the beginning, it was just like, yo, when you go outside, you represent kings and queens. Like that's what that's how I was raised. Like this is how you represent yourself, period. You represent me, you represent everybody that came before you. You know, you represent yourself first and foremost. You know, when they look at you, they supposed to see the utmost respect and have the highest standard for you. You know, you're supposed to see a representation of what people are supposed to be like. That was, you know, what I was taught, period, right? It got to the point where, man, I remember my pops, he used to have to match his kufi with his socks. He'd be like, call my mom from the number, he'd be like, Talima, where that brown kufi with the brown socks? I'm looking all over for it. Nigga would be late for work, trying to be fresh, trying to find an old pair of brown socks to match a brown kufi. I'd be like, nigga, just change the kufi, nigga. Like, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. But yo, I remember, like, I ain't gonna lie, when you walk around and you portray this type of being, man, you brush shoulders with people crazy. Like, it will bring the evil out of people. Like, you are a target for a lot of people, period. Like, they see you representing your faith, your royalty, your lineage, you know what I'm saying? People get mad. Like, I remember my first brush with racism, you know what I'm saying? With just racism, with just hate, with just everything, right? I'm sitting in class, and there used to be some little girl that was in my class. I think I was like in second grade and shit. It was crazy because her mom taught the class. I was in the class, she was in the class. I think she sat across from me. Her name was Sade, right? Some Puerto Rican girl, right? And I'm writing on a piece of paper, right? I was like, I don't know if I was writing a letter to her or whatever, but on the paper, I was like, and I started to spell her name, and I didn't even know what I was going to do with it. In the middle of class, teacher sees it, takes the paper from me, and escorts me out of the classroom. And like, she was like, what is this? Who you writing this to? So obviously, Shorty was the only, like, Sade, like, you know what I'm saying? She the only girl in the class that spelled S-A-D, you know? After that, like, there's only one letter, right? So she was like, you think my daughter would go for somebody like you? Da-da-da. And at the time, I was a kid, like, I ain't know what she was talking about, you know? But, like, as I said before, people, they try to project what they feel about themselves onto you. You know, so I'm like, damn, you're right. You know, because the people around me, everybody wasn't raised with self-respect. Everyone wasn't raised with morals. Everyone wasn't raised to love who they are. So I'm just like, damn, you're right. I ain't shit. Da-da-da. But I didn't know it was because, like, I'm the shit. Like, you know, no disrespect, or, like, don't take it the wrong way. But, like, that's what it is. When you carry yourself a certain way, people, they just, it brings the people, evil out of people. People don't like themselves. So, you know, to me, it's deeper than racism. It ain't just like, you know what I'm saying? Because I was in second grade. There's no way a teacher, a grown-ass woman, she was like 30-something, telling a kid in second grade to stay away from her daughter, when I never even spoke to her daughter. It was like a crush. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're wildin', lady. I remember I was visiting my nephews. We was hanging out and everything, right? And he was like, hey, every time I see him, he was like, hey, you got a kufi, right? And I'm like, yeah, I got a kufi, you got a kufi. So he puts my kufi on, and the brim probably hangs right around here, like under his eyes, right? And I told him that I was like, you can't just simply wear the crown. You gotta grow into it. You know, you have to grow into the crown. You can't just simply throw it on. And I know he didn't understand that, but I know as he'll get older, he'll start to understand that, because like at the same time, like, you know, my sister's raising him with them same standards that my parents have taught her, you know. So they are raised to believe, to carry themselves a certain way too. But I let him know, I'm like, bro, you gotta grow into the crown. You know what I'm saying? And it took me 25 years to grow into this crown. It took me 25 years. Nigga, last year, this shit didn't fit, nigga. My head got a little bit bigger, and I was like, oh, shit. That shit fit right. But yeah, man, just to leave you off with this, man, I don't care what faith you are. I don't care what the color of your skin. I don't care how much money y'all got in the bank, man. When it comes to being royal, you gotta rep your shit, and you have to reestablish that each and every single day you live. You know what I'm saying? If it's here today, it can be gone tomorrow. Just because, you know, it ain't just yours. You ain't just got it like that. Like, you gotta get your royal on every day. Like you gotta be royalty every day, man. Every single day. So rep your shit. And this has been, and always will be, your host with the most to give you the real. You already know what time it is, baby. And just like I always say in every video, it can't stop us, so we ain't gonna stop you. Holla at your boy.